Hello everyone, hope you are doing very well. We were discussing about history of American literature, and in this second video of the series, our topic is the colonial and the pre-national period of American literature. And this video lecture is going to be very interesting. So now, let's make English straightforward. We talked in our previous video that America was first discovered by Christopher Columbus in 1492. And this exploration inspired many Europeans to take on their journey to America. Then foreigners started to land on America and they called it the New World. And by the early 16th, the process of colonization of America had begun. In 1607, the first and permanent British colony was established in Jamestown. Actually, colonization happened for various purposes. Some established their colonies to spread their religious point of view, while others set up colonies to grow their business and economy. People from France, Italy, Spain, England and other European countries started set up their colony and started to torture and suppress the Native Americans. Traders were cutting forests and building their factories. They started to control and dominate all the aspects of native people. But amongst all the European, British established the most number of colonies in America. That is why American literature, culture, social aspects are highly influenced by British culture. At the first part of colonial period, British were not interested in educating Americans. This is why the primary writings of the colonial time is mostly native kind of literature. After some time, America started to grow its population rapidly. When the Europeans came, they came with their ideas, thoughts and beliefs. Then there was the rising of mixed culture inspired by both European and Native Americans. And one of these ideas leads to the artistic and literary movement. These movements inspired people to write about the American lives. They started to craft a new genre out of English culture. Such men were Thomas Jefferson, Benjamin Franklin, Patrick Henry, and so on. America got independence in 1776. Then some major changes occurred in the American society. There was a tendency to speak against the English culture and create America's own literature, economy, society and culture. During this time, American society was divided into mainly three cultures. First one is New England. Europeans first landed to Boston because that was the easiest way to America. So in the beginning, all the factories, important offices, education center was in Boston and in surroundings. This area is called New England. The second one is Middle Colonies. When businessmen from Europe started spreading their companies and building their colonies in Middle America. This became another cultural hub. And the third one is Southern America. The southern part of America and their people were very conservative. So American culture was divided into these three areas. The characteristics of this area was very different from each other. But after some people like Benjamin Franklin and Henry Patrick started revolting against English people and ruling party, then the unity was born. They talked about peace, harmony, unity, liberty and equality. They influenced and inspired America to revolt against their ruler. And this was the basic spirit of early nationalism, an idea of government. Early literature of this time was basically non-fiction, written by settlers and was deeply influenced by foreign culture. John Smith, who was an English explorer and president of Jamestown Colony, wrote histories of Virginia. And these histories were the foremost works of American literature. Anne Bradstreet, Nathaniel Ward and John Winthrop were among the early writers, but after the independence in 1776, a new literary age flourished in America. Poetries, stories, various novels, and all corners of literature started publishing. Alexander Hamilton, James Madison, and Benjamin Franklin shaped the political background of America. Franklin was mostly a religious writer. His autobiography told unique American history. Then the African woman enslaved in Boston named Phyllis Wheatley wrote poems on various subjects, religions, and moral in 1773. And this was the first American African book. After this, William Hill Brown wrote the first American novel, The Power of Sympathy, in 1789. James Cooper was another famous American writer. His writings are called Leatherstocking Tales. If you want to know more about Leatherstocking Tales, just write LST in the comment box and I will make a video for it. Anyways, let's come back to the point. Washington Irving wrote many short stories and essays. The sketchbook of Geoffrey Crayon was written by Washington Irving. Though the literature of this time was somewhat modeled on British literature, still they were the fundamentals of later original American literature. Some other famous writers of this period were William Bradford, who wrote of Plymouth Plantation, Thomas Paine, who wrote The American Crisis, Edward Taylor, and Jonathan Edwards, and so on. So now we have done our lecture on the colonial and the early national period of American literature. Our next video lecture will be on the American Romantic Age. Don't forget to attach with our channel and keep learning literature. For now, tell me goodbye. We'll be meeting on another Slideshow English video.